Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna and today we're talking about my inventory system and my shipping process. I wanted to sort of touch base with this idea because I've been hearing a lot of people talk about how they're sending out items to the wrong customers. So I wanted to share my system and my process because, knock on wood, except for one small incident, I have never shipped out an item to the wrong customer. I did once mix up a pair of boots in the sense I pulled the boots thinking they were both the same from the same pair and they weren't. So that was a whole big thing. There is a video on that. I'll link it below or at the end of this video if you're curious. But for the most part, I have not sent out the wrong item to a customer that didn't order it. I didn't mix up orders. Knock on wood, because you know what? Poop happens. Sometimes, maybe you're under the weather, maybe you've got tons of orders, whatever, it can happen. But what I do really does help me stay organized, and it's like triple checking the order before it goes out. So we're going to talk about Poshmark Canada, Poshmark US, and we're going to talk about eBay as well, because each process is just a little bit different. So first and foremost, with my Poshmark orders, both of them, I just print my labels as they come in. Now with Posh Canada, I will ship as needed. So if it's every day, it's every day, whatever. So I am printing up labels pretty much every day when I have a sale. So if I have a sale on Poshmark Canada and I have one on Posh US, I will print up that label as well. With Posh US, I'm printing labels up as they come because, and the number one reason is because right now, I know randomly Posh US is picking certain people and they're asking them for ID. They need to prove who they are. And I know it's taking longer for the Canadians that sell in Posh US to actually get the information done and dusted and have it settled. So what they're doing is they're not allowing you to print labels until that's done. So I am printing the labels as they come to give me all that extra time in case I need to wait to get that label. I'll explain more when we talk about Posh US. Anyway, with Posh Canada, I print my label. This is my handy dandy little label that I've printed. The labels for Posh Canada are a little bit different than they are for Posh US. The username is down here at the bottom for Posh Canada, and I use that as a double check with the orders. I go into my sales, I print my labels, and I double check it by, okay, this is the username, this is, it matches this. Then what I do is I write on the back of the labels. I use this as my little notepad. I write, where is it? I write what the item is and my inventory allocation. So for me, that 2-4 means that it's in filing cabinet number 2, drawer 4. That is my inventory system. For the most part, I use filing cabinets. I do have a few clear totes as well, and those are just done with letters. So if that allocation said A, it means it's in tote A. Now in my inventory, I do not label the packages. I do wrap all the items when they're ready, when they're photographed, when they got listed. They're in a suffocation bag and they're put into inventory. So they're stored in plastic. I don't label that bag. I don't make it have a special number or anything, because I feel that when I go into the inventory looking exactly for AG jeans that are in the second filing cabinet, drawer 4, by pulling them out and looking at them, that's my double check that that's the right item. If I have something similar, like if I had 3 orders of jeans, I double check it again on the app through my sales, or I'll put more information. I'll put the size, or I'll put, the name of the actual thing. Maybe it's the cigarette skinny or something like that. I do that on the back of here, as much information as I possibly can. Then I pack it. With Canada, what I do is I might pull a couple of orders depending on how many I have, because my shipping station isn't huge. It's maybe 2 feet by 4 feet. I'll pick what I can. I package it up. I write my note, my little thank you note. I put it into the poly mailer or the box, and I put the label on it right away. Package it all up. It's one process. Everything is done. Label goes on the box. we're good to go. And during that, like, I've checked it a few times to make sure that it's the right item. So with Posh US, a little bit different. Again, like I said, I do print out my labels as they come in because of this thing that's going around where they're wanting you to prove and have ID. So it does take a few days. And because I ship only Mondays and Thursdays for Posh US, because I'm an hour away from my cross-border shipper, I'm not doing that every single day for one item. I ship Mondays and Thursdays. So if I get an order, somebody pays for an order on Monday night, after my shipment's gone out, I will still print that label as soon as possible to give me the most time in case I do have that problem where they do want the ID and it's going to take a couple of days. I want to give myself as much time as possible. I'm not going to be printing my labels up on a Monday morning and running into this problem that's going to take a few days to fix and not be able to ship that day. So that's just a little thing right now that I do. So now Posh US, this is my label. The username is up here for Posh US. Susie Q is getting a lot of mail lately. Now, on the back, it's a little bit different because there's more things on there because the cross-border shipper requires a lot more information. And by putting it on to the back of the label, because the cross-border shipper wants the name and address, they want the tracking number, they want to know what the item is, they want to know how much it's valued at, they want the weight, and they want the measurements of the package. So I just put this all up on there. I package. Again, I will pull what orders I can. I package that up. Once the package is sort of sealed, I write on the package. So for this, it would be Susie, and it would be Torrid Floral Top. And I write that right on the package as soon as I seal that package up. So I know what's in there. So I know that with this label, okay, that's for Susie, and that's what's in there. This label belongs to that package. Anyway, I do all my packaging. I get that all done. I bring all my labels upstairs for Posh US because I have to input all this information into Stallion Express, into my cross-border shipper, and they want all this information. Then I do that. I print my batch label because Stallion does require you to print a batch label when you use third-party shipping. Just so you know. I print that up. That's just a sheet of paper. This is not one of them, but it's just a sheet of paper. And I take my labels, put it with the batch label. I take it downstairs. I label everything, and then off they go. So very similar to Posh Canada. A little bit different because it needs more information. But the whole idea is to double and triple check what I'm putting into that package and what label I am putting on that package. This works for me. I am not a huge seller. I don't have hundreds of items going out every day or every week, but this works for me. I've seen other people who will, pull all their orders and then put the corresponding label with that pile, and they have piles all around their living room or whatever. If it works for you, it works for you. I'm not going to tell you any different. This is just something that works for me, and I haven't had a problem yet. Now, eBay. eBay's different because you're not going to buy the labels, you're not going to get your labels until you've packaged the item up because you need the weights and measures of those items. So what Paul does, because it is technically Paul, we have an eBay store and we know that this is available for the store. I'm not sure if it's available for someone that doesn't have a store. But you go into your seller's hub, you go to orders, awaiting shipment, and it comes up with this page. It sort of looks like this. This is a used one. Don't mind Paul's doodles. And what this has is it's got what was ordered. It even has a picture of it, which is really super cool. It has the custom SKU, which tells Paul where in inventory it is. And then he adds in his weights and measures. And I think he actually puts in how much it's going to cost him. I think he does that. I don't know what a lot of these are. Like a lot of these little notes, I'm like, okay, what is this? But anyway, he prints this up. And it says manage orders awaiting shipment. And you just print it up from your eBay seller hub. And he uses this as his guide to pick his orders. He does all the weights and measures, and he writes again on the box or the poly mailer. But what he does is he'll say, this is for Mike in New Hampshire. he does that as opposed to putting what the item is. He goes by the first name on the shipping list or whatever it is. How does he know that though? He must have a username. Yes, he's got a username up here. First name and the state or the country or province where it's going to. He has had issues where he's had 2 mics from the same state, so he has to put a little more information on that. But that's what he does. And he comes up and he does all his labels, prints them all out, and then he writes again on the back of the label what the item is and who it's going to or whatever. I think he puts on what it is, because then it's just a matter of, I don't know what he does. He does use the back of the label for the same type of information I do. Anyway, and again, on eBay, we've not had an issue with sending items to the wrong people. So, I mean, this system really, really works for us. Our inventory system is simple. It's totes and or filing cabinets. Filing cabinets are great because usually you can get them really cheap, and they're a lot sturdier than totes are. I don't have to replace my filing cabinets. One tip for inventory that I learned is when I first started, I was totes, just totes, and I'd put all my plus size together, or I'd put all my jeans together. And jeans can be quite similar, especially if you have the same brand. And I found that it took me longer to find what I was looking for when I had similar things inventoried together. So I've separated everything. It's sort of random where everything goes, except for my home goods. My home goods are in 2 totes, and that's it. And I know that, I know that if it's a home good, that it's either in C or Y. I know that. Shoes as well. Shoes are in, well, right now, shoes are at the office. All my shoes and boots are at the office. That's going to change just for giving up the office space. And I'll probably put them into totes randomly, maybe here and there, into the filing cabinets as well, and spread them out a bit. So my tip is don't store things that are similar together. Save yourself some time and, put them random. That just helps you not get confused with the same type of jeans or, a floral top from Torrid. Which one is it? You don't have to go back and double check. It will save you time and save you some headache as well. Anyway, that is it for today, I believe. I hope everybody has a great weekend. And next Friday, I'm going to go live next Friday. We're going to do a Poshmark Q&A here on the channel. So if you have any questions regarding Poshmark, join us next Friday for the live in the chat, or leave your question down below in the comments, and I'll make a list and we'll get to them, okay? Anyway, everybody have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.